And actually, we're bilingual. I do want to work for his community. Once they become victims of crime, they see you and we have, and Jamie's not available right now.
So I'm not,
She have to be in a court right now. Okay, but we have.
I'm substituting for the other one. I have a line to give it for you. But cover the area. Becky and Jamie and myself and Deanna are the same problem. So we start off like that.
And I will call this week. I'm going to on Facebook and see the people. So we have our Stephanie, Henry, she's our executive director, and our main officer is Keith Spencer. She was coming in, but she does every day with research. Elise Irvin, she's our training and volunteer coordinator. She's the one that does the in-service and what is the in-service and out-service with our volunteers. Yeah. You guys can always volunteer. You have to have libraries or companies. We are going to make the things and there's a plan that you guys can do. I can share some other events we got. You guys have anything. So we're a nonprofit agency and we do serve 19 counties and the region 1 of Iowa. And we're always available to anyone at any time. These are results that we have used for. We do have our 24-hour crisis line. We work from 8:30 to 4:30, but then after that, this will be the number that you can call. We do medical forensics, legal advocacy, bilingual advocacy. We do have 6 bilingual advocates in our agency. Support groups for adults, teens, and children. Service for loved ones, secondary victims, and we use this kind of victim compensation. Creating user victim of safety planning, prevention, education training. We do a lot of referrals. We have plans with our agency. A lot of the insurance department, the executives, FBI agents, DCI agents, Homeland Security, one that country, hospitals, CAC, if anything, the main ones that we do the young people. We do have, I'm going to say, we need to happen this morning. That's a true for this foundation. And everybody that we need to learn how to do it. We have to figure out to do, which is this. What are the counties that we just chose in 19 counties? This is hub 1, and this is hub 2, and this is our hub 3. And Winona, it's just right off the library, but we really need to do that.
All right, so what is sexual assault reflective view? Oftentimes we have a picture or something that we would have in our mind, what that somebody says or what the expectation is, or whatever the but the important thing to realize is that no bounds, it has no one's immune. Everyone has a vulnerability. Sexual violence occurs when someone is forced or coerced into unwanted sexual activity without agreeing or consenting. The thing about consent, maybe you consented earlier in the night to have consensual sex. That does not mean that you cannot change your mind. The minute you say no, that's no. And if someone is unconscious, nonverbal, unable to say no, that's still a no. That's a nonverbal no. Sexual violence is a crime that comes in many different forms, including force, intercourse, sexual contact, touching, sexual harassment, the exploitation and exposure and voyeurism. Reason someone might not be able to consent because that abuser might be holding some fear over them, or if there's family members involved, or if there's fraud or something like that involved. Now, we're going to hurt the children if you say something. Being under having an illness or disability, same with, that speaks to if there's an intellectual barrier, if there's a cognitive barrier, physical barrier. If someone can't make a consented decision, then that's swaying. And incapacitation due to alcohol or the drug, that I spoke to a little bit before. So an intoxicated person cannot consent. Consent initially can be given and then later withdrawn.
I wanted to let you guys know that right now, public safety are using the media, the social media to get you reviews. I think we didn't get the traffic. There's also, the sheriff is coming and DCI are pointing out that for the shop, we don't know how many or what it's for bison.
Yeah.
I just on the thing, if you're drinking, someone can already know how much you have to hold it over or 2 or 3 bottles.
A couple drops.
Or a couple of and then you would be like, we have some little question that I think you can go to, in your first thing, in the family. Maybe they color with it, or baby John or something. That's not the thing that we do.
It's odorless, it's tasteless, you don't know that it's in there. Sexual violence may include but not be limited to rape, child sexual abuse, incest, so infidelity, indecent or sexualized exposure, sexual harassment, stalking, human trafficking, voyeurism, and sexting.
A lot of the 60, we don't speak.
Yes.
You know, I think it's funny, or, I mean, we have had some other things happen too. Joke on,
Yeah.
this thing, because of what we have, we were, 16 years, expulsion. I would agree. So the definition, the way this includes date, you know, partner, stranger, and rape where there are multiple perpetrators. Child sexual abuse, and I know that child abuse is considered in one, they're the ones that work with minors. Engaging in sexual activity with the child, incest, sexual assault by adults, indecent sexualized exposure when a person deliberately exposes their private parts in view of the general public. And sexual exploitation, like professional, sexual conduct, like any kind by a professional, such a doctor, teacher, lawyer, therapist, a priest, etc. Thank you.
Sexual harassment is any unwelcomed sexual advances, requests for sexual favors, and other verbal or physical conduct of a sexual nature. Stalking is an intentional and repeated, it's a pattern of behavior. Intentional and repeated behaviors that place a person in reasonable fear for his or her safety. Human trafficking is a trade of human beings as possessions, and that's force, fraud, or coercion. So those 3 components. It doesn't have to be all 3, but if there's force, fraud, or coercion for trafficking, for state laws and then other state laws. Voyeurism is observing unsuspected people while they undress, while they're naked, or engaging in sexual activities. And then sexting, sending and receiving unwanted sexual images and messages.
So, that's on it. Most sexual assaults happen between strangers. Maybe out of what, maybe I'm just saying, maybe out of one, but 2 that, I think, everybody is doing. Maybe like 2. So this is a myth. Now let's see for seconds what becoming a victim of sexual violence. Sexual violence can happen to anyone regardless of gender, sexual orientation, race, age, social economic status, or religion. Young adults aged 14 to 24 are 3 times more likely to be victims of rape than the general population. Young kids starting from school. Before they turn 18, so I think I might not be able, but it will be 1 in 10 years. experienced some form of sexual abuse, and told the girls one thinks it girls experience some form of sexual abuse. That's what they have to do.
And that's just what they're for. And then 1 out of 4 women have a chance of being sexually assaulted, yet there is a misconception of the perfect victim. The perfect victim, or the expectation, is someone who is young, innocent, someone who has their virginity, someone who has what's considered in society a good family, someone that's an upstanding citizen, someone who remembers everything, wasn't under the influence of drugs or alcohol, was attacked in the home in a dark alley, has physical injuries from fighting back, so defense wounds, didn't know the perpetrator, reports immediately, is hysterical, crying, goes to the hospital for that rape kit, wants to report, wants to testify against their attacker, fights back, but stay alive, and be emotional in court, but not hysterical or uncomposed, fight for justice and don't ruin lives or appear vindictive. That's sometimes the expectation of what an individual is supposed to do after going through the trauma like that.
We have a case that the judge has to determine what they should be on, what they should get anybody to do something. If I don't do anything like that happens to me, I'm just like that, I can't come and do that. They might not do that, if they're saying that, not just like, for themselves and not things will do anything, so we just never know. But hopefully, so the reality is, of 100 rapes committed, an estimated of 5 to 20 are reported to police. 0.5.4 are prosecutors, 0.2 to 5.2 result in a conviction, and incarceration is happening in 2.2. And that's also based on research, on evidence, on witnesses, it's also. They need to be quiet.
Survivors of sexual assault, we like to use the term survivor rather than victim. Survivors of sexual assault are 3 times more likely to suffer from depression and experience that type of trauma, 6 times more likely to suffer from PTS, 13 times more likely to abuse and sniff substance or alcohol for the numbing effect, 26 times more likely to abuse drugs and other substances, and 4 times more likely to contemplate suicide.
Why don't we talk more about people? I mean, we do a lot of outreach, we do a lot of assistance, we try to get into the students. And we do believe in testify that freedom to speak, freedom to us working within the agency, working with the agency, we do this idea what my there are the people who victims of survivors, and so investigation and if the perpetrators or parents or whoever they need to, especially because of the high speed. I heard something about a highway that CBC is to, are there like areas that I like the area? And I know that I'm like St. Louis, Missouri, and Troy, Illinois. I'm now on there, very big club or any of those. Those are like gas stations or the places you can always have to do anywhere you go. I'll tell you later, you know, it's like getting trained, and if there's the survival of the strength of someone else, but you know, you can feel like they can tell by the way, if they're used to this person who do they go, you know, to have other people come in for money, or you know, trust other people to be trained for that as well. For something such, I can tell you that sometimes you use your office as a place to, a they have a different thing that we don't have to keep the conversation. So they've been kind of sending out. We do have some messages. We just, I'll give you this, my story. You ever walk me, they were overnight, and somebody's telling you, you go that you're saying that somebody. You know that the eyebrows do that. You don't know, it can happen. Don't ever read it.
It's not a problem.
Well, together we can. Awareness and prevention on the domestic violence and sexual assault. We do have survivors that we put on their home to stay safe. They do have both. We really they think. But he's such a nice guy, you know, like, why think you should tell anything? Boys will be boys. It's just the way people are. I didn't talk about family. He's just my to that. It's just a misunderstanding. Well, she was drunk. We're never going to fix it. That would not happen in this case. And well, that's what she's married. Well, what was she married? He seems fine to me. He said he was sorry, and she just needs to get it over. Like sometimes the way other people think about it, they just don't understand other things.
So what can you do with yourself? Get to a safe place. Allow that draw the attention to yourself as best you can. Some of your options, so we're CAASA, kind of an abuse effective stuff. Speak with an advocate. Seek the important Medicare in your hospital or medical care in your hospital. Not just for care from the exam, but just for overall health in general. Oftentimes there's secondary injuries and things like that. You know, you've been exposed to HIV AIDS or other things like that could carry on in your physical health. There's an option to report to law enforcement, talk to a therapist, and talk to a trusted relative or friend about that. But the most important thing to do is what you're most comfortable. Give yourself the same love and understanding and patience that you would give to your friends and family.
And I know at the hospital, if you go to their body, there's like a tiny island for the and you have to go all the way up to the apartment for the most 26, like everything. And they will also come to the and all of that is covered by the conversation. So on your rights, we do have this pamphlets in our office. If you guys like to get a copy of them. When you go to the hospital, you know, and then we do the thing. They will provide you step by step. You do the thing short care or whatever. And then if you want to be forward, you do have options. Sometimes we don't know who the is, so you feel like you're looking at some plan and doing it. But if you see more of the part of that, then it's something you can do. Really good. This is on the back of the Know Your Rights manual. You guys need a copy of yours, you know, you guys as well. Because I'm not reading it, it's a pretty shit, it's a lot, but it's good to know. So what can we do for you guys? We'll connect you to resources. We do have the Bikers Against Child Abuse, BACA, and they're only, with teenagers. They're more with the DD and also, but they will come to live the survivor to the kids. We have to pick them, take one into the bag, one girl. In the middle of the lady and the bikes outside the courtroom, or it's just crazy.
They'll even stand outside or park outside of the, but if the child just wants to be able to look outside and see that somebody stand by outside of a resident.
We do have their information as well. We do have the applications for the plan victim compensation program. If you need to go to court, if you're missing up work, because you have to go to court or go to the therapy, there will be lots of money for translations. If you need any medication, you go to therapy and then you find out that you need somebody to come to sleep, they'll help you with anxiety, they'll help you with that as well. Oh, yeah, and I know you've asked me, I meant to tell you, you have only for the specific country. In the area where you live, you'll be able to pinpoint a country and just go to the one out there. To be a female, but you do. That's not what's up there. The Iowa Line is also another, agency where once a perpetrator gets to prison, you'll be able to notify you if he's being counseled, or if he's being power, or if he's going to be behind. The compensation also pay $1,000 for getting out to jail. If you know he's coming out and you're afraid of one that's going to look for you, you'll take it out. And we are, well, the Iowa Coalition Against Sexual Assault, that's in the news. And many other local agencies that we have, like Safe Place, CAC. We'll have to coordinate the services that you receive from various health and legal, assistant community trainers will always be there for. We'll go with you to the position, to the court proceedings, hearings, anything that you need us to do with you. And you do have the right to request the presence of a victim counsel at any proceeding related to your offense. Like me, with the Hispanic community, I also have to apply before to have an interpreter. I'm bilingual, but I'm not certified interpreter, so I can't do any of the medical and the legal, which that's a little bit of.
So, hey, what else can we do? So offer crisis and intervention counseling. We're not here at this, but we are in abuse counselors. Either on crisis hotline or in person, advocates can allow the victim to recount their experiences and vent their feelings under confidentiality. Conducting safety planning. Some survivors face immediate safety issues. If the aggressor is still in the home, the school, the office, or if the trauma or the victimization puts them at risk for abuse, substance abuse, harm to self. Victims who require help planning their safety may need assistance from advocates who can think creatively and are educated on those issues. So that way we know the safest options and the possible.
And we're in a monitoring report, we're within
Permissive order.
So anybody that's within the family, they need to put in that. That's very important. We also have to be kind of the with the order, if the perpetrator is corrupting you or telling you wrong, or telling you or something, you have to do that.
What can you do as a partner, family member, friend, or community member? It starts with recognizing support, respect their confidentiality, avoid judgmental, negative comments, ask how you can help instead of offering it up front, what can I do for you? Respecting their choices and decisions, being a good active listener, suggesting calling CAASA, talk about the issue and share what you learn with others, kind of being the one, teaching children that teach consent to the babies. Teach consent, and about the topic, challenge the social norms. Schedule a presentation for your organization and learn ways to volunteer and possibly make a donation or request a wish list.
Like around Christmas, we gather and we will ask the benefits of other businesses, with the objective factors. Whatever, community, prices, gifts, clothing, shoes, and whoever conduct that one little work on the end, so it's like whatever is in the list, and then it's we have a lot of What do you think you are too small to make a difference? And share they will become skill. Right. You guys have anything? Anything that you feel about we always in need of volunteer. We have to do from the work. We English excellent. They'll be showing the idea, everything that they're going to ask. I can if they have to make things very contribute and it's definitely make it. Everybody else, or we, and they feel okay, and every time you